Hey, everybody. Welcome to Idiotalk, a Radiohead podcast. I am Walker Glenn.
I'm Zach Glenn.
Great to see you, Zach.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm excited.
Why are you excited?
Oh, because we're coming to the end of some things.
Yeah, as we have as we've been doing our British exit for several episodes.
Yeah.
Saying goodbye, keep on hanging out. But this time it is with a heavy heart that I say this is our season finale. Mm-hmm. Now, Zach, did I say season or did I say series?
I think you said season.
I said season,
okay,
right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Now, when Tony Soprano looked up in the restaurant and it cut to black, that was a series finale.
Yeah.
But when Tony Soprano ran through the snow from Johnny Sack's house, that was a season finale, wasn't it?
Yes.
And I do think these examples are helping our listeners understand the distinction that I'm making here.
That's a tough one because I think a lot of folks, not necessarily our listeners, were so shocked by the fact that that was the series finale. Mm-hmm. But hey, mirroring the arc of the band, at least in our examples, a Moon-Shaped Pool, as you so wonderfully put it, does feel like their optional swan song. And I think The Sopranos does the same thing brilliantly in that, it's kind of like, I know it's done, but is it?
Right.
Am I stretching?
No, I like it. And mirroring the arc of the band, I know we're about to have such a good episode that if this were to be if this were to be the series finale, the final episode of Idiotalk ever, we'd be damn proud to go out on this one. And I say that having only done 2.5 minutes of the episode.
What was that? I'm sorry, I was daydreaming. What was that? I'm sorry.
But Zach, point of fact is this is not our series finale.
Okay.
This is the end of the Radiohead season for now. For now. Idiotalk podcast will continue. There is going to be a season 2 with a new discography of a different artist or group. I won't say. But we will continue to discuss Radiohead and all Radiohead relevant news as it comes out. We're still going to be Idiotalk. Heck, we're still going to be Walker and Zach.
We're doing such a better job than Facebook did of now we're meta.
Sure.
Accept us.
Or HBO Max now is just Max. This is not like that. This is
We're retaining the name.
We're retaining the name. This merger makes sense. And also, we're not going to now charge you $20 a month if you don't want commercials on a thing that you haven't had commercials on the entire time.
Or be like, hey, you liked episode 20? Well, it's gone forever and we don't know where.
Once again, our business acumen surpasses that of anybody involved in the entire corporation of HBO. For now, until we just become Talk.
Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is we're going to take some time off and then we're going to launch season 2 because I don't want to speak for you, but I love doing this.
Yeah.
The listeners seem to love listening and engaging, and I think there's a lot more here to discuss. Radiohead has gone quiet for now, but we know these motherfuckers are going to give us a new trail of breadcrumbs to pick up at some point.
Breadcrumbs.
Did I say breadcrumbs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would say let's take it again, but I feel like this will be a much-needed humanization of the host for the listeners.
Yeah.
Sometimes we misspeak. Today, as we close out the Radiohead season, Zach and I want to look back on everything that we've gone through, right? Radiohead and the adjacent content, rank our favorite stuff, put things in some... Man, do I love making lists. I had so much fun doing this, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, look at these tabs. You could tell I like a good lister, too.
Guys, hopefully there will be some pictures on idiotalk.podcast on Instagram. The level of organization. I basically have on me a dance belt and a tube of chapstick. Not a lot to call my own, but Zach has binders full of women, if women were notes about Radiohead.
Mitt Romney reference.
Yes, for kids. Do you remember Mitt Romney? Seismic impact on American political culture.
But I love that comparison, but I would in a more flattering light, I would compare it to, do you remember in Seven when Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman's characters go into Kevin Spacey, John Doe's apartment, and they find those carefully written notebooks.
Yes.
It more looks like that, a little more comforting than what you described.
And the content in Zach's notebook is very similar to Kevin Spacey's character. And it's all about like
I was on the subway today.
Yeah, and it's all very
made smile talk to me.
Travis Bickle. One day a real rain's gonna come, right? It's a lot about pimps and whores and stuff, and I'm gonna be honest, it's disquieting. I also should mention Zach has a hastily done mohawk today.
Oh. Really?
I was sorry. I was trying to make it a Travis Bickle joke.
I got you. I'm also embittered about everything and nothing at the same time.
Right. Exactly.
Anyways.
Yeah. Hey, man, you could really just try to learn how to talk to girls and could have saved us a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say today is a look back at what we've covered with Radiohead. It's also a look forward to what we'll be covering in the future. Mm-hmm. But listeners, if you're freaking out right now and you're like, okay, I'm just going to listen to this. I don't want Idiotalk season 1 to be over. So I'm just going to listen until Walker and Zach announce what season 2 is going to be. And then I'm going to turn this thing off because I hate goodbyes, even if they're see you laters. Well, tough shit, because I'm not going to say that until the end. So you are locked in. Oh, okay, I'll just fast forward to the end. You don't know when in the end it's going to be. It might be somewhere in the middle.
Can I just say,
yes.
And this is not to say that this is what we'll be doing, but similar to this little group from Liverpool, the Beatles.
Okay. BEETLES.
No. BEA. So like beat, like boom, 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 boom. Anyways.
It's a play on words. Okay.
So they have a song called "The End" on their last album in terms of chronology. But
in the end, what?
But what comes after the end, Walker? Her Majesty, right? Couldn't be perfect, those blokes. So I'm not saying that that's how this podcast will be, but don't take the end as the actual reveal of the end.
Sure.
Yeah. So
and after Her Majesty, they released Let It Be.
Right.
Even though chronologically it was recorded before Abbey Road.
Which is why it's, not as good.
It's not as good as Abbey Road, but I got to tell you, Let It Be has really jumped in my esteem.
I know. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I think some of the like more throwback bluesy numbers on there used to not do a lot for me, but now I really love, especially the George one.
I was just gonna say,
For You Blue,
or For You Blue.
Yeah,
Old Brown Shoe is John.
Old Brown Shoe is George.
I like George. Yeah,
but it didn't make it onto an album.
I wish it did. I love that one.
Everyone
There's something about it that I love. It just makes the sun come out.
Oh,
that didn't work. Go ahead.
I'm not a big Old Brown Shoe guy, and I found the worst lapse in judgment and taste displayed by Paul and John in Get Back in the footage is that George plays them All Things Must Pass, I think one of his most beautiful songs, and it's met with a resounding
because it's good, because it's so good. That's why.
You think that's what it is? You think it's a little bit
I think it's subconscious, but yeah, and I mean I think at that
keep
point
him in his place.
And Get Back, I believe that's episode 2, but that thing is fucking 9 hours long, as you said.
Yeah.
I think that's the moment where John and Paul are really locking in as bros. And I don't actually think this, listeners, but I do think that there is a subconscious understanding pre-Abbey Road where everyone got an option to shine, and in my opinion, everyone does, including Ringo to the max. All Things Must Pass, listeners, remains to this day the only solo Beatles album, a solo album by a Beatles member that was number 1 on the charts for as long as it was.
That.
Yeah, so imagine Band on the Run, all that. They were highly successful and did hit number 1 at a point. All Things Must Pass sustained that for the longest and was the first Beatles solo effort.
Good for George.
Isn't that awesome?
I think that's actually a keen observation, though, that subconsciously or maybe even slightly consciously, it's like All Things Must Pass represents a kind of different direction for the band. And so there's like probably like a struggle to maintain control of the musical
and John
direction.
And Paul at that point, even though John did break up the Beatles and so did Paul and so did they all, but John, instigated it. Like, what else would that song be about? None of them were nearing death, know? So I think they're also like, yeah, fuck that.
Right. John's like, I kind of want to do it first on Plastic Ono Band while I'm still in this band.
I have a song called It's Over, okay?
Yeah. I've always thought, like, You gotta respect the audacity of John Lennon. What a messy bitch that he puts out an album in 1969 while he's still in the Beatles with
So did Paul, though. McCartney what?
Well, but
Sorry,
you didn't let me finish.
I know,
said
I'm sorry.
bestest looking wig, which is to say,
I apologize.
which is to say that contains disses on the Beatles.
Right.
It's like if Ice Cube put out No Vaseline, like at the same time that Straight Outta Compton was on the charts.
Which is what we're here to talk about today. The very culturally sensitive, awesome song, No Vaseline.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Oh
That song
God.
fucking rocks. But it's
It's a good. It's
a little dated.
Yeah, no, it's him calling his former bandmates gay for 3 minutes straight. And don't worry, throws a fun little bit of anti-Semitism in there too. Really covers your bases. Anyway, all that to say that all things must pass.
Sure.
Man, that was not planned, but of course we're talking about All Things Must Pass because this is the finale of the Radiohead season. I think it's also worth noting that Zach and I are sitting across the table from each other. We're in person, and that's a lot of fun. And we wanted to be able to look into each other's eyes as we read each other our rankings of the Radiohead albums, our top 10 Radiohead songs.
Yes.
And if we have time, our top 10 non-studio album list as well.
What does that comprise?
Here's what's eligible. So we have the B-sides from all the studio albums, right? Basically, if we talked about it and it's not on a Radiohead studio album, it is eligible for the non-studio album top 10.
Killer Cars, if you will.
Killer Cars. All the B-sides from the 9 studio albums. All three of Tom's solo albums, the Atoms for Peace album, A Light for Attracting Attention. We've got Ed O'Brien's Shangri-La. We've got Philip Selway's Strange Dance.
And he has an album before that, too, that we haven't listened to.
No, but those, and I don't mean the title. I don't mean the albums. I mean, we listened to each of those songs.
Yeah, because Shangri-La is just a song from whatever the fuck that album's called, huh?
Yeah, I think that album's just called EOB. And Strange Dance is the name of the album, but nothing but the title track is eligible.
Right.
And I'm sure it would top out both of our lists if it was, based on how we reacted to it.
Loved it.
And we also have the fake out songs. We have Bring Me to Life by Evanescence, Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit, How You Remind Me by Nickelback, Last Resort by Papa Roach, Fat Lip by Sum 41, Shock the Monkey by Peter Gabriel, and Rodney Dangerfield's joke about getting no respect. Would it surprise you to know that we also have Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin? So I think that's going to be a fun list to go through too. What do you say you go first? And should we start with our ranking of the albums?
Yeah, I would love that.
Hit me with it. I'm going to let you get through it before I say anything, except, I can't promise I won't make like a noise of perturbation or agreement, but I'm going to hold my comments until you've gotten through the thing, and I am not looking.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Listeners, just in case you think Zach and I are full, we have kept these lists and rankings top secret from each other. There has been no off-pod discussion.
Blocked each other from one another's phones.
Yeah.
Just for safety. It was very complicated orchestrating this.
Yeah. I called my parents and asked them to cut Zach out of their will. And as soon as we're done recording
we don't have
this,
one when we already did that. Anyway.
I just said, I just know his ranking is going to infuriate me, and I don't think he should get shit.
All right, starting at number 4. I'm just kidding. No, starting at number 9.
Okay, so you're going last to first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
That works for me. Just want to be very clear.
Okay. And I'm just going to go through this. Feel free to interject those noises you were talking about, but I'm going to go 9-1. Coming in at number 9, Pablo Honey. Coming in at number 8, The Bends. Coming in at number 7, A Moon-Shaped Pool. Coming in at number 6, In Rainbows. Coming in at number 5, Amnesiac. Coming in at number 4, OK Computer. Coming in at number 3, The King of Limbs. Coming in at number 2, Hail to the Thief. And coming in at number 1, Kid A.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have some notes on my top 3. That's
okay.
all. And they're quick. They're not going to explore each song. We'll get into that, because I think it's interesting because not every song on my top 3 albums made, it's not, my top 10 is not comprised of songs from only The King of Limbs, Hail the Thief, and Kid A, unsurprisingly.
For sure.
So when putting this together, and I'm really just speaking to Kid A as my number 1, there was not a whole lot of criteria pre-planning instead other than, Walker and I saying, let's make a list of our, our top albums and top songs in sequential order. I do just want to quantify Kid A, or explain it in the following way. I think that it is their best album and best executed. I don't know if it's my favorite, and a little asterisk to all of this is that these lists are subject to change, and there won't be a Patreon post about, hey, Zach feels differently. We've talked about in Rainbows that Radiohead are more about a vibe and a feeling for me at this point, but there is a lot more method to the madness than just that.
Right. This is at this time in the year of our Lord 2023, Zach's ranking of the Radiohead albums.
Yes,
but this is a fluid relationship.
Well, yeah, and just to be clear, it being the year of our Lord, Michael Jordan chose the number 23. I have a life-size cutout of him in here. He is, at least for me, I don't want to speak for you.
Well, he's loomed over the entirety of this podcast project. That's the level of excellence we've strived for. I want you to get into your notes.
Sure.
I need to give you my initial reaction to what is shocking to me.
Yeah, of course.
Low, middle, and top. I am
So the whole thing.
astonished that Moon-Shaped Pool is so low. Astonished is strong. I'm surprised at how low it is in the ranking.
It was number 7, by the way, listeners.
I'm actually astonished by where In Rainbows is.
Totally.
And I am flabbergasted that King of Limbs is higher than In Rainbows.
Totally. And
that's all. Yeah. But now the floor is yours. But that you said it would be shocking. I expected Hail to the Thief to be high.
You did?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I expected Moon-Shaped Pool to be in the bottom half. I think what I'm more shocked about than anything is that King of Limbs is higher than In Rainbows.
And I do want to say to Walker and the listeners too, there's been a lot of jokes made about the Radiohead Reddit board, of which I am an active poster, and just Radiohead fan community, but all with the wink and the nod that this is totally subjective, and it's under the banner of our favorite band.
Absolutely. And something has to be number 8.
Right.
And number 7.
Well, yeah, and also, I don't think it would make for a very interesting podcast if I was, fighting for why Pablo Honey was the best album only the whole time. So there is, obviously a general sense of cohesion. But when putting this list together, like I said, it's subject to change. It's from the heart, and it's from the mind, too. I really put a great deal of effort and thought into this. But if there is a suspicion that it's just to, be different or be this or that, it's not that different with Kid A being number 1, first of all. But yeah, I'm just kind of, speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
Not to get a rise out of anybody. So
no, and I'm not judging, but I am truly, again, because I agree. It's this is a list of, we have both had positive things to say about every single one of these albums.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think there's a bad one in the lot.
No.
So, like I said, something has got to go at the bottom. Pablo Honey obviously makes sense. And so then it gets into, I think that it's really the number 8 and 7 that are the more challenging ones to rank, or it was for me. But we're not talking about my list. We're talking about yours. So please.
So even though I went in ascending order, I started at number 9, went to number 1. I am going to start at number 1 with my quick notes. And I do want to be brief because we have so much to get through here. But Kid A represents what I had previously thought and actively spoken to, anyone who's interested. But Kid A represents, what I had previously thought qualified Hail to the Thief as Radiohead's best album, or at least is my favorite, right? And the reasons I named, just a quick recap, the reasons I named Hail to the Thief as my favorite is I said the album picks and pulls from the best types of the various styles Radiohead presented to us, up to that point and experimented with throughout the course of their career up to that point. I do stand by that point. And I think that it is a very accurate generalized summary to someone who is a new fan or just if you were just explaining it, you know what I'm saying? Not just in Radiohead context is what I was trying to say. The reason why Hail to the Thief is no longer my favorite, nor do I think it is their best, is precisely because I don't think a blend of each of those styles and ideas packaged together makes for the best Radiohead album.
Sure.
Moving on from Hail to the Thief, Kid A more or less does the same thing as what I just described that I thought and think Hail to the Thief set out to do, but the execution is more precise in my opinion on Kid A. The artistic statement is simultaneously cryptic, but it's more, in my opinion, it's more direct and relevant and long-lasting, I would say. And I'm talking about the geopolitical critique of the Western world. You know, small little thing. And you know, so in short, it's everything the band, talking about Kid A, is everything the band ever could or seek to be, in my opinion. Right. And that's interesting to me, you know. So Kid A being my favorite Radiohead album, or what I deem to be the best execution of an album that they made, is a bit of a paradox in that only a couple of the tracks represent my all-time favorite songs. More on that later, of course, right? So anything you want to add to that before I go to my number 2?
I just want to ask one question. Where was Amnesiac? What number is that?
Amnesiac is number 5.
Number 5, and number 4 is OK Computer.
Yes.
Okay. No, please continue. I just want to kind of keep that fresh in my mind.
No, totally. So number 2 is Hail to the Thief. I just want to quickly say, I love an adventurous intellectual think piece. You know, even when the ambition outpaces the final product. Sure. There's a lot of examples in film, I think, of that. Music, for whatever reason, I tend to respond a little bit more binarily to, or at least think I feel that way. But I think musical examples that I wrote down would be Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, that remind me of Hail to the Thief's ambition.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd's The Wall.
You respect the scale of the project, even if it's not 100% successful.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So again, I said Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by the Smashing Pumpkins, Pink Floyd's The Wall, and the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper. Okay. Even though Sgt. Pepper is a lot more densely, it's like 11 songs, I want to say. It's a shorter album.
And it's kind of their, well, I guess the White Album is their Hail to the Thief, but don't let me slow you down.
No, I wanted.
Have we talked about the Beatles
I
on
wanted
this
to
podcast
get into a side
enough yet?
combo, and I was like, Zach, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
should we rank all the Beatles albums while we're here?
So, you know, Hail to the Thief may be dated in a few aspects technologically, but it's also timeless in a couple others. And again, I'm not talking about ranking of my songs, but I do have just 2 notes on that. So I think a through composed album opener that is one of the most straight ahead rock songs the band has ever written, 2 + 2 = 5, is a timeless thing. And I just mean to say, because of its composition, I don't really think that a lot of modern rock alternative bands will tackle crafting a song in such a unique way. And then There is the most complete Radiohead song ever written. More on this later. And then, you know, there's the song I Will as well. I'm not saying that those are all in my top 10. That's why I wanted to highlight them now. Now, I would love to hear anything before I get to number 3, The King of Limbs.
No, please continue. I'm dying to know what you were smoking when you came up with this one.
Virginia Slims. So this is a tough pick, only because I think there's an implication that I think The King of Limbs is better than OK Computer, Amnesiac, and Rainbows Are a Moon-Shaped Pool by picking it at number 3, right? Maybe even more than an implication. I do think those albums are more successful executions internally and externally. So, that is to say, in Radiohead context or outside as maybe like a non-fan, not somebody who doesn't like Radiohead, but just somebody, maybe a music journalist who can step back and look at the whole. So I acknowledge that fact. That said, The King of Limbs is an album I have totally fallen in love with, and it's so unique in the best possible ways to me. And again, I'm going to name some songs, but not go into detail about them. But I just want to say, Little by Little through Separator is possibly my favorite suite of Radiohead songs, cutting out Feral. And that's, that sounds like I'm making up.
So if the album were different, it would maybe be their third best one.
No, no, I'm just saying that Feral is, I really agree with your objections on it. Listeners, go back and listen to that episode. That is like just a tack on to make it work. But I'm saying outside of a non-musical not even instrumental, but like a Radiohead techno piece, that suite of songs in an 8-song album is possibly my favorite suite in a row, right? I mean, I just talked about 2 + 2 = 5, but then what do we have after that, Walker?
Sit down, stand up.
Right. So that's,
Sit down, stand up, the parenthetical title, and turn this album off.
Yeah, and then we have Sail to the Moon, right? So anyways, that's what I mean by suite of songs.
Yeah.
That rounds out my listing and the details that I had on them. So please take over.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for your bravery in presenting this to me, knowing that you could be in for a lambasting. I'm wondering if maybe at some point we want to throw up on Reddit hot take King of Limbs is Radiohead's 3rd best album. Just because it's just like such a non-statement isolated from everything else. But here's what I feel about what you just told me, Zach. I'm genuinely surprised. Okay. And so I'm appreciating that.
Okay.
I'm also appreciating that this list represents a true character arc for the character of Zach Glenn on Idiotalk, a Radiohead podcast, because this is not just confirmation of how you felt going in. You clearly have gone through the Radiohead catalog with an open mind and heart and just willing to let things speak to you in whatever way they're going to speak to you now at this point in your life and fandom. And so I really like that this list represents, as you said, an evolving and kind of fluid relationship with this band that you love so much.
Yeah.
As far as the actual content of the list, I guess I'm a free speech absolutist on this one, because what I would say is I hate what you're saying, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it.
Well, before we get into what I'm just so excited to hear, which is your list, can I, since, sectionally next will be songs, can I just tell you In Rainbows at number 6? Like, that would be the one I'm excited to tell you why I placed it there, essentially.
Absolutely, because is
that the one where you had some puzzlement the most? Or did
I think that's
that's
the only take you're presenting me here that I would say I feel strongly enough to object to.
Sure.
And why don't you tell me why that's number 6?
Well, I mean,
because to me that means that over this project, I love that King of Limbs has raised in your esteem, but I'm not thrilled about the idea that In Rainbows has fallen in your esteem. I think that's what hurts me about it.
Totally. I think, and just to echo what you so sweetly said about being like a fluid relationship and there being like an arc. Sometimes I feel like I've gotten a little bit too much into like making comparisons so that, listeners can understand when it's just like, just say the thing. But I think in this case, it's actually a really good use case. So Dark Side of the Moon is not my favorite Pink Floyd album. It's, probably their best, but I think that has to do with when you're presented material of a band that you love and what that material is. And as listeners will recall, because we've talked about it every other episode, if not every episode, Walker so awesomely introduced me to Radiohead, a band, who I could name 2 of their songs at most, right at the release of In Rainbows. So I didn't then, burn a copy and listen to it on repeat only. That was the one that I was like, oh, whoa, this band is amazing and I need to investigate. I did go through chronologically, but I just know I had heard that one so much. So A, I think I'm sick of it. And B, if you look at, if you kind of think about my top, 5 albums, Kid A being number 1, Hail to the Thief being number 2, King of Limbs being number 3, OK Computer being number 4, and 5 being Amnesiac, they, to me, represent more angular Radiohead than more rounded out. And I think In Rainbows, like a moon-shaped pool, are sanded down to perfection, whatever. And I think that there's not a bad song on In Rainbows, but outside of the ones that may or may not make my list, I don't love the presentation of beauty so much in my Radiohead music. And when I say I don't love it, I mean this list of 9 albums, 6 of them would be in my top 10 of albums of all time, my desert island discs, if you will. I don't know if that's actually true, but you know what I'm saying? So in Rainbows, in Radiohead context, that's the only way I'm dinging it. So I think it's just, I need to acknowledge the fact that I'm probably a little tired of it, just like I'm a little tired of Dark Side of the Moon, yet every time I put it on, I'm like, this is the greatest music ever made, or what have you. And I would say a similar feeling comes over me within Rainbows. And I'm talking about the sum total, because there are, and I just don't love perfection in my Radiohead, hence Hail to the Thief being number 2. And then is a song that I love off of Kid A, the national anthem, is that rounded out to perfection? Fuck no. So I think that's kind of why I wanted to explain my placement of In Rainbows.
Okay. I mean, that's insight. That is very helpful insight into your thinking. It's interesting because the way I take that is that intent is as or maybe even more important to you than impact.
Ooh, can you just explain a little more to me what you mean?
Just what you're saying about, like, it seems like a big part of your factoring in is, like, what was the approach that the band was taking? What was kind of the attitude that they were going for with this attitude they were going for with this album is as much a criteria for you as how perfect was the result that was achieved.
Yeah.
So that's
mansplain away to me, please, because you're doing. No, I really appreciate that addition. I do.
And also, when we get into my list momentarily here, there is a similar rationalization for me, or justification. Rationalization sounds loaded, but for something that is probably the best versus what is my favorite. So I also can relate to that. The other thing I was thinking is we've talked a lot about Fredo and Michael on this. On this show.
Spot.
Yeah, exactly. I've placed you as the Michael and me as the Fredo. But what I hear here is that King of Limbs didn't have the baggage for you of being like, you have always been incredibly kind and affirming in how you talk about, me pushing Radiohead. And
grateful.
Totally. So, but what I hear here is that King of Limbs was Zach's album. For Zach to know how Zach felt about it at the time, over the years, and now. Right? Not being pushed by an older brother. And in a way, I feel that we have switched roles, and now you're being the Fredo, where I'm asking you, like, why did you betray me? And you're saying, there was something in it for me on my own. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I think is going on here. And I don't know what to do other than have you take Ollie fishing and
and say Hail Mary.
Yeah, I guess drop you at the Sacramento River.
Which is quite full this time, given all the rain we got. So let's live this out. What movie is that from? Dracula?
What are you talking about?
The whole Michael Fredo thing. Is it from Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula?
Yeah, his 1992 Dracula.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
His, in my opinion.
Or Jack, actually, I think.
It's so fucking weird that Francis Ford Coppola directed Jack. I really appreciate all the additional context you're able to supply. I'm very excited that our lists are so different.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think that's a more interesting podcast and a more interesting conversation.
I was this close to writing out what I predicted your list to be, and I thought that's just dumb.
I think that mine skews a little more predictable than yours did. I think yours represents more of an arc, but I will say I put a great deal of thought into this, and there have been, I'll say it again because I was so pleased with myself the first time, their hanging chads have been hanging out there up until there were a few recounts is what I'm saying. And in the end,
the machine was Walker, and was he accurate in his count?
Exactly. And in the end, the Supreme Court gave it to the evil guy. So without further ado, should I present my list? I don't want to move past yours.
No, I'm so excited. Please.
Okay.
Can I throw in noises during it?
Absolutely.
They'll be just, smiles.
And there are areas that I want to key in on more than others, but I will be taking any questions. Okay, so I actually would like to go from favorite to least favorite.
Please.
Because I struggled more with what to rank lowest than what to rank highest.
Awesome.
So my number one, probably not shocking you, probably not shocking the listeners, is In Rainbows. Number 2, Kid A. Number 3, OK Computer.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, A Moon-Shaped Pool.
Oh, man.
Number 5, Amnesiac.
Oh, okay. Love it.
Here's where we might get into Crazy Town a little bit. Number 6 is The Bends.
Wow.
Number 7 is Hail to the Thief.
Uh-huh.
Number 8 is The King of Limbs. Number 9 is Pablo Honey. Zach, hit me with your initial reactions, and then I will key in on what I struggled over.
My initial reactions is, I don't know.
Is it more or less what you thought?
Yeah, well, yes and no. That's what I was going to say, is that when I thought it would be like a fun, how well do I know my brother who I co-host this podcast with little thing. But then I was like, no, that kind of sucks the fun out of it. I want to be surprised. And there were some surprises. Where I felt confident was, correct me if I'm wrong, OK Computer's number 3.
Yes.
And Hail to the Thief is number 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt confident in that because OK Computer, I struggled to put it number 4, and I just know when that album came into your consciousness, I want to say it was like a 11 or 12-year-old, right? And I know there was a delayed impact and all that, but just what it represents.
And an early memory of hearing music that didn't sound like anything I'd ever heard.
Yes,
before,
I love
which
the
is
way you
not
put
an
that.
experience you get a lot.
And when it does happen, it stays in your consciousness. Mm-hmm. So I just had a feeling on that one. I would have, if I were to write out Walker's List, that would have been at number 3. And then this is not that insightful of me. Listeners, on our Hail to the Thief episode where we discussed that album, at the twilight of the episode, you talked about, like, if I had to rank the albums up to this point, you spoke about how the Bends, despite being maybe a less mature record, would go above Hail to the Thief. Mm-hmm. So I was a little, I don't know if I would have placed it exactly at 7, but those are the ones I felt confident on. I didn't feel 100% that In Rainbows would be your favorite. I didn't know where Moon-Shaped Pool would land, so please take over.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so yeah, those are kind of the things that I struggled over the most. And I've been thinking about it for like the last several weeks of recording because, again, it's like, it's almost like choosing your favorite children and you just have one shitty one named Pablo, right?
Right.
And so it's like, okay, well, we lost that one, right? That's the black sheep of the family. Mm-hmm. But other than that, it's just like, oh my God, I love you all so much, but also I kind of have my favorites.
Right. It feels dirty even just with us conversing about it because it's like I'm ranking these, but these are all Radiohead albums, right? So it's like just a reminder for myself and anybody listening, this is all in Radiohead context where, so take over.
Which is, but that's, so what I will say surprised me is the relative low stature of Amnesiac. It's 5 of 9.
Same with me.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I definitely, okay. Here's what, here is the part of the rankings that definitely would be different had I done this before we did the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Amnesiac definitely would have been higher than Moon-Shaped Pool.
Uh-huh.
This is a example of not better, but personal resonance with me at this point in my life.
Totally.
So those two felt very hard for me, but it's also the kind of thing where it's just like, I'll have my Amnesiac moment. Again, right now I'm having my fling with a Moon-Shaped Pool. And it just...
Which I am too, by the way. I'm just clinging to what I feel like is imprinted on my soul with Amnesiac.
Mm-hmm. So that surprised me, and so let me talk about the 3 sections here. So
hit me.
The lowest ones, Pablo Honey. Okay, let's just move on, right?
Right.
Good for what it is. but definitely the weakest of their albums. Pretty
The best titled, though, despite the quality.
Yes, I wish all their albums had Jerky Boys references in the titles.
Me too.
But yeah, pretty non-controversial opinion there, so let's just move past it. King of Limbs versus Hail to the Thief. Now, I really wanted to come out on the other side of this podcast ranking these two higher, frankly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because not only was I so pleased with how much more I dig King of Limbs than I thought I did or would.
Yeah.
I also had such as strong of negative reactions as I have to parts of Hail to the Thief. There were just these like songs that I had not fully considered and that
You're a bit scatterbrained.
Scatterbrained is one of them. I just like the stuff I love so much more than I did when we started this podcast. But as we said, something's got to be on the bottom three, right? So with these two, King of Limbs or Hail to the Thief, I really struggled which to put second to last because it felt weird to put King of Limbs second to last when I love 5 of the songs of 8 and really like 6 of the songs of 8.
But just having the proximity of the words "the King of Limbs" next to Pablo Honey, when there is a
world of difference in the
18-year
quality.
difference. Yeah. But I get it.
Exactly. So I didn't want to put that second to last.
Right.
And I didn't want to put Hail to Thief second to last because it's got 2 + 2 = 5. I Will. There. Scatterbrain. Wolf at the Door. I'm just like, how can I put an album with those songs as their like second worst album? Again, it just speaks to the quality of this band. Then I calculated what percentage of these albums do I actually love as I was trying to figure out where to place them. Now, with the King of Limbs, as I said, I love 5 songs. I like 6 total. So that means I love about 62.5% of this album. Hail to the Thief, I love 6 songs.
But
like 8.
14 tracks long,
I
right?
love 43% of Hail to the Thief. So I was like, oh, it was weird because it was kind of like you run a test and then you don't like the result you got. Because I was like, I guess that means I should put Hail to the Thief lower. But then it came into the intangible of I would rather have if I had to send one of these into space, I would rather have the 6 songs that I love from Hail to the Thief than the 5 that I love from King of Limbs. Even though I think King of Limbs is by this metric is a much better album.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. The Bends, Amnesiac, and A Moon-Shaped Pool, just 3 records that I love that are great at what they do.
But talking about arcs, though, the Bends, I don't know that you pre-wrote out like your favorite Radiohead albums in order prior to the podcast, but the Bends, is it fair to say, was much lower prior to
Bends is higher than I would have thought it would be at the beginning of the
I love that.
I just think it's just such a great rock album, and a lot of the songs that I kind of thought were throwaway,
Bones.
It's just like I didn't know how much I loved Bones.
Right.
Exactly. I didn't know how much I loved Nice Dream. I've kind of, since we recorded the episode, come around a lot to loving Black Star. Like, it's
love it.
They would obviously blow it out of the water with what they would do later in their career, but I love it for what it is.
Sure.
Amnesiac, love it. Just had to go in the
very
middle.
Very vibey, though.
Yeah, it just had to go in the middle. I love it.
Yeah.
A Moon-Shaped Pool, love it. So top 3, I just want to explain my thinking on the top 3.
Please.
OK Computer, I've known for a long time was going to be number 3. The reason I knew my top 3 was going to be, the only question was, would In Rainbows or Kid A be in the number 1 spot? I knew my top 3 would be those 3 albums, OK Computer, Kid A, and In Rainbows. That's been really steadfast for me the whole time. The reason is, if I only could have 3 Radiohead albums,
Your Desert Island Disc with a K.
Those are the 3 I would want.
Yeah.
I feel like you get the best representation of everything Radiohead can do with those 3 albums. And I just love all of them dearly. it feels a little
trite,
immature to have OK Computer so high.
What? Get out of here.
I'm not. I'm just saying. This is just how my thought process is. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. OK. Amnesiac is deeper and more
Mature.
It's a smarter album. But you know what? I'm not a smart guy, so I went with OK Computer.
Right.
Kid A and Rainbows really, 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 really flip-flopped. The deciding factor for me was, and this is per your Dark Side of the Moon example, I do think Kid A is probably the band's most profound artistic statement. And I think that using that as the barometer for what is best, I think it's probably their best album. In Rainbows is in the rarefied air of albums, not just Radiohead albums, but albums, period, that I am always in the mood for, have never gotten sick of, never don't have regularly in my rotation of stuff I listen to. It's the one I fell in love with. It's the one that made me do a deep dive on the rest of the band. And I just gotta go with that. I gotta dance with the girl who brung me, and that's In Rainbows. So that's my list.
Well, I love it, and I mean, we've gestured at several times that Walker and I, along with a huge portion of America and the Western world, were raised in a religious household, and that religion holds the idea of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit as the Holy Trinity.
You're really narrowing down what religion this might be.
Yeah, the snake handling religion. No, but I am being attempting to be funny here, but in Radiohead terms of top 3, I think yours makes a ton of sense because OK Computer is OK Computer, not the spirit of Radiohead. Is Kid A not
and the first major turning point also feels very important to me.
Yeah, and this doesn't have to light up perfectly, but to me, OK Computer is the spirit because of like it's not a representation of all of Radiohead, but it is, to me, it's kind of the soul of.
Wait, which one's the spirit?
OK Computer.
Okay,
your third. And then
I really like this metaphor. But
is Kid A not the son of the of like all of what it could be? Is in Rainbows not, I'm gonna go non-binary here and say the father or the mother, but is it not just like the beacon of everything?
Okay.
And I mean, it's not a perfect metaphor. I am like just joking around, but like I think that your top 3 in terms of representation of like this band that has gone so many different places is like more cohesive, I would say. You know, it covers all the eras better than mine does, I would say.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I take the compliment. First of all, I love this game that you have just introduced. I am like delighted right now, and I could barely sit still for like how much I want to tell you which ones I think are the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost out of this.
Please.
We agree on the Holy Ghost. In Rainbows is the Holy Ghost because it's just vibes.
No, OK Computer is the Holy Ghost.
Okay, then we agree on. Well, we don't disagree. I like your. I like your reasons for why. I have different reasons. Okay, so the Father is Kid A. It's mysterious, scary, angry,
jealous.
It's like a vengeful God, right? OK Computer is the Son. God made human. Like it's just like holy shit. This is God.
Yeah.
But also it's like kind of like the Father, I don't want to die on the cross. Right? There's some whininess.
It's like a bitchy computer.
Yes, exactly. There's like
OK Computer, I won't sacrifice. It's Isaac. OK Computer, I won't sacrifice you.
Right. There's OK Computer is the Son, and it's the Jesus Christ Superstar version of Jesus where he's like being a little bit of like a whiny hoe the whole time.
Yeah.
All right. And then the Holy Ghost is in Rainbows because it's just like vibes. It's like more ethereal. Yeah. You can't quite put your finger on exactly what it is, but like, oh boy, when that spirit get in you and you get slain in that spirit, you're going to start convulsing on the floor and speaking in tongues.
Yeah. Well, I love that you love my metaphor so much, but ascribed albums to different roles, but that's awesome.
But that's religion, man. This shit's all open for interpretation.
Oh, I thought religion.
I can't tell you how to believe in God.
Oh, okay. Wow, what a revolutionary idea.
Should we do our songs?
I think so. Yeah.
So top 10 songs. Hit me with yours.
Absolutely. Oh, I must have made a mistake. I have a 45 list song here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
let me just, listeners, if you're looking at this episode and it's 4 hours long, lucky you, because this is the season finale.
I'm just joking, but this was very, very difficult, Walker. So I'm just gonna quickly show you how I categorized.
Wow. We're gonna
maybe we should post. I don't know.
We
Maybe
should
not.
post it, but blur out the content so listeners have to listen to get that sweet juice.
So the way I kind of thought about this without going through all 45 songs is I will just say, I forgot to look this up, but I don't know how many Radiohead songs there are, not including B-sides, just in their sum total of albums. I'm guessing there's about a little over 90 to 100 songs.
Yeah, probably about 100.
Yeah, so when compiling this list, I broke it down into 4 categories. Rock songs, slow jams, parentheses rock alternative. So the slower jams that are still in a more normalish vein.
So
I'll give you one
like
example.
climbing up the walls?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I also have
weird
Street
rock
Spirit
songs.
on there, but that is still a rock alternative band, right? And I picked from each album. Then I have a category called slow jams, still in the rock alternative vein. Then I have a 4th category of uniquely Radiohead, parentheses, genre ambiguous. That list totaled 45 songs that Zach cannot live without. Now, getting into my top 10, which I picked from there.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how I had to think about it, right? I love Street Spirit, but is it in my top 10? I had to define it in my mind first, you know? I am going to go in descending order, starting at number 10.
Now I know why you were so stressed about picking these lists. I love it, dude. I love your meticulous attention to detail.
Well, I mean, trying to understand the way we think when it is something from the heart is a really interesting thing to grapple with, you know? And you have to, at the end of the day, just go, it is what it is. It's sort of like I don't hate it, but when someone makes that argument, a scientist or other, that every single move or thought or action we take in life is driven by sex,
Evolutionary impulse.
I'm like, fine, fuck it, you're right, I don't care.
Right.
Like, I don't care if you're right or wrong. I don't operate that way.
Right.
And maybe I do, but like I prefer to be ignorant and think that I don't. But it is kind of interesting. So in that vein, you have to, at a certain point, like I have to just accept that my favorite songs and my favorite band is an amalgamation of who I am, who exposed me to it, when, and also then within that they're from the heart. But thinking about why they speak to me the most is important. So descending order of my top 10, these are my definitive favorites. Number 10, Optimistic from Kid A. Number 9, well, we talked about this. Number 9 is Up on the Ladder, but I wrote in parentheses electioneering if invalid, because Up on the Ladder is invalid because it's from In Rainbow's Disc 2. So I had a contingency plan.
Okay.
So just to start off.
Number 9.
Number 9, well, number 10, Optimistic. Number 9, electioneering. Number 8, Little by Little. Number 7, Everything in Its Right Place. Number 6, Dex Dark. Number 5, 2 + 2 = 5.
Ooh, fun.
I didn't.
Golden birthday for 2 + 2
exactly.
= 5.
Yeah. George Orwell is rising up from his grave. What's the opposite of rolling over?
Yeah, George Orwell's grave is tipping over because his boner is knocking the tombstone out of the ground.
It's ringing the bell. Okay, so number 5 was 2 + 2 = 5. Number 4, just guess what number 4 is. No, I'll have you guess.
No. I do.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it'll take me a second.
Okay.
I'm thinking about what you've... Can you tell me, just quickly run through what you have again?
Sure. Number 10, Optimistic. Number 9, Electioneering. Number 8, Little by Little. Number 7, Everything in Its Right Place. Number 6, Dex Dark. Number 5, 2 + 2 = 5. The fact that this song is number 4, again, not...
The national anthem.
No. Think 4. Think 4 pulses. Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, Paranoid Android. Oh.
Now,
okay.
yeah, and I did not do this for funsies. That is my 4th favorite song. Number 3, Jigsaw Falling Into Place. Talking about that Holy Spirit again, right? Number 2, They're There. And I do want you to guess my number 1.
Number 1 is I Might Be Wrong.
Correct. Here's a little note. This is my definitive favorite list, right? So favorite songs, I'm on a desert island, whatever. But it is intentionally weighted towards songs that are mostly riff-based or fast tempo. I do think that's
it's a more rocking list than I expected.
Sure, and you could, I mean, everything.
Pretty guitar-driven list.
Yeah, Everything That's Right Place, Dex Dark sort of being the exception, right? where was I? So yeah, songs that are mostly riff based or fast tempo. This type of music tends to be the Radiohead I prefer. That said, I do have a secondary list of 10 songs that we're not going to pause. I just want to read them to you because I recognize that Radiohead are bifurcated, and this is just like honorable mention. If I could take two dozen on this.
Please.
So
can I just comment on
of course.
the validity of your list though?
Yeah.
Great fucking list, dude.
Yes, thank you.
I love it. There's some, but not a lot of overlap in our top 10s. And I guess I shouldn't. I know you appreciate the non-guitar driven Radiohead.
Yeah.
This is 10 out of their, around 100 songs that you're saying are your favorite.
45.
No, I mean out of a band with 100 songs, of which you probably like a majority of.
Oh yeah.
I am just saying this is not a dismissal of the ones that are not on the top 10. I shouldn't be surprised that it's a little guitar oriented, but that is a fun wrinkle to your list.
Well, yeah, because
it's more like I said, you're a deep thinker. You're like a moody guy, and I mean moody not like in bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're an introspective guy, and I feel like this represents that Zach likes to have a little fun as well. It's not. This is not a dreary list of dreary Radiohead songs.
Interesting. Okay.
By Radiohead standards.
No, I love that. Yeah. And then descending order secondary favorites. And I put secondary just because, like Walker just distilled, I tend to prefer the more guitar driven. And you'll notice that those songs spanned almost every album. In fact, they don't.
What albums are not represented?
Pablo Honey and the Bends.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
So, descending order secondary favorites. Number 10, You and Whose Army. Number 9, Burn the Witch. Number 8, Codex. Number 7, Separator. Number 6, dang it, Last Flowers, but I didn't have a contingency for that one. But that's okay. Number 6, Last Flowers. Number 5, Climbing Up the Walls. Number 4, Idiotalk. Number 3, Present Tense. Number 2, Lotus Flower. Number 1, I Will.
Great.
So those are all like kind of a more contained, slower.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
yeah. I'll tell you what. That would be a hell of a double-sided album. Those two lists,
or a set. Get together, Radiohead, and play that set. And then my dumb note that I basically already said is these songs represent my top 10 Radiohead songs from a different mood and perspective. There is no favorite mood.
Oh, wow. I like that. Sounds like you were scolding yourself a little bit.
I'm just scolding just the idea that things have to be so segmented, which they do for this episode. But as I said in Rainbows, Radiohead are a vibe and a mood and a positive one at that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about, it's like lists are nonsense, but they're also really fun to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love it. Should I get into mine?
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I'm going to also have you guess my number one. Now, I want to say when I made my list, I did not go about it in as organized of a fashion. What I did was I looked at the track lists of every album, just like kind of like first thought, best thought, like pulled a few favorites from each one, pared that down to what are the 10 that I can't live without or that I have the most personal connection to.
Similar approach, yeah.
Yeah, I also have my honorable mentions. I am going to go from 10 to 1. My number 10 is Nude. Number 9 is Jigsaw Falling into Place. Number 8, There. Number 7, Karma Police. Number 6, You and Whose Army. Number 5, Everything in Its Right Place. Number 4, Present Tense. Number 3, the National Anthem. Number 2, All I Need. Would you like to guess my number 1 favorite Radiohead song?
Pyramid Song.
Close. It's actually Anyone Can Play Guitar.
What is it?
Would you like to take one more guess?
I would need to know the album because, I'm struggling to remember.
Okay, you'll get it if I tell you. It's from OK Computer.
Now I can't remember the name of the song. Not Let Down, but I can't. Oh, why can't I remember the name?
You're correct. It's No Surprises.
Thank you.
And it's no surprise that is my favorite Radiohead.
I'm surprised that it's your favorite.
Actually, I'm surprised too.
Our lists are inverted. You seem to like a slower.
That's true. Yeah, with the exception of
we did plan this, listeners.
Yeah, you're right. They're There and the national anthem are the only two kind of big loud songs.
Yeah, and just like
here.
mine, Everything in Its Right Place and Dex Dark are the ones that I would put in a lower.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I love rock Radiohead.
No, yeah.
And I think a lot more of those songs would be on my top 20, let's say. But yeah, it's just it's no surprises. Is just my favorite approach to songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Beach Boys. It's Randy Newman. It's Elliott Smith.
It's a capo on the 12th fret.
It's a deeply depressing, weirdly bouncy sounding song, and I just love that. Mm-hmm. I love the lyrics. And you know something that I meant to point out during our Anima episode that I don't think I did is it's a kind of a fun treat when Tom sings in a lower register.
Jigsaw.
Yeah.
And that song, of course.
That song and Don Chorus.
Wolf at the Door.
Yeah, he doesn't do it a lot, but it's like whenever he sings in that lower register, I always really like it because he has not just a gorgeous falsetto, but like a strong timbre to his voice too. And for that reason, those are my favorites. Not represented on this list is Pablo Honey, The Bends, or The King of Limbs.
Sure.
My honorable mentions are Scatterbrain, 2 + 2 = 5. These are not in order, by the way. These ones are just ones that I would be on the top 20. Scatterbrain, 2 + 2 = 5, Pyramid Song, Identikit, and the A Moon-Shaped Pool version of True Love Waits.
Oh, man, I love it. So
a couple of these are ones that are in my honorable mentions because they're ones that I found out I loved during the podcast. Scatterbrain, True Love Waits, and even Pyramid Song a little bit. I had a much deeper and lasting appreciation for than I used to from this podcast.
Man, well, structurally this might be kind of weird, but hey, what are Radiohead but structurally weird? We were just talking about 2 + 2
Yeah, my
= 5.
list is through composed, by the way.
No, but I just wanted to hear your list so much. I would love it if we could kind of just bounce back and forth to one another on. I just want to quickly talk about my top 5 songs in my top 10. So these are, like I've been saying, there is an element that's from the soul, and then trying to think about that really hard. So 2 + 2 = 5 at number 5 is, once we're to the top 5, it really is a challenge. But like you just said, it's. Actually, no. I loved that one so much, and I had read Brad Osborne's book, Everything in Its Right Place, Analyzing Radiohead, prior to starting the show, but my love for it somehow grew. I can still remember, Mom and Dad, if you're listening, turn off the podcast, but I had smoked pot for maybe the third or fourth time in my life when I heard that song. And it is a feeling when you're new to something like smoking weed, that song still to this day makes me feel high, and but not just high on joy, but high on what's going on, but in the best possible way. Then number 4.
And when you smoke that loud shit, try to add 2 + 2 and get the right answer. You know what I'm saying? You probably actually think 2 + 2 = 5 because you're so baked, bro.
Yep. Yeah, just like Winston in Animal Farm.
Yeah, that's right. And honestly, I think both of those books are a metaphor for smoking the dank.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A George Orwell, famous stoner. So
famously chill.
Yeah. Number 4 at Paranoid Android. I wish I could put this one higher, but again, memory is a funny thing. I'm not pretending this is 100% accurate. Walker showed me some of In Rainbows. I did then not go to Pablo Honey. I go, but OK Computer, Paranoid Android. Weirdly, My Iron Lung and Street Spirit ended up on my iPod Shuffle. And like I've said before, I listened to those for the entire summer of 2008. And I'm not gonna say I'm tired of that song, but it makes sense for it to be at number 4, just like OK Computer. Because I love how section changey it is, but it's very, I feel like it's intentionally aggressive in changing sections and not having a ton of cohesion, but then it does tie it all together. Number 3, Jigsaw Falling Into Place. I said during our Rainbows episode, I think this might be my favorite. Radiohead song of all time. I should have said I might be wrong, but it's not. But I love, you were talking about Tom's Low Register. Here's where I get into a little bit more vulnerable. So They're There. This is really a challenge, but They're There does several things that distill my love of Radiohead, of Tom's lyrics, in so many ways. So when I heard They're There, which was in the year of 2008, it was during a period of heartbreak. And I'm not heartbroken now, at least not, lovesick or whatever. There are things that make me sad. But Tom does this thing in his lyrics, and we'll talk about the music in a second if we need to, but that the sectional changes, it does feel like, I want to be careful when I say this, but kind of like a Coldplay song, who I like, but I think Radiohead are infinitely superior in a lot of ways. But in that it's bright and upbeat, just because you feel it doesn't mean it's there. It's not wholly sad. It might be like being like, maybe he could be saying like, hey, just because you are distracted by that thing doesn't mean that it's like something to chase after necessarily.
Right.
That feels kind of omniscient narrator, and I love the verses and I love the chorus, but that outro coda, why so green and lonely, heaven sent you to me, we are accidents waiting to happen, but especially why so green and lonely and heaven sent you to me. For me, what it commentates on, and this goes all the way back to the 15 years ago that I think I first heard it, is, like I said, I was in a season in life in which I was experiencing, some heartbreak and mourning the loss of several relationships at that point. And, and Tom, to my knowledge, I have no idea about his personal life or, whether he and his former wife were in a great stage or not. I don't know where the lyrics came from, but what it spoke to me is, why are you so green, i.e. jealous and lonely? You have people that love you. There's more fish in the sea or whatever, But then heaven sent you to me. This is a more recent thing I've connected with. I feel like men in particular, I cannot say for women, but I am comfortable speaking for all men. Men do this. I think men subconsciously kind of do this thing. And when I say men, I mean I've felt this and not acted it out, but of implying ownership over a love, like, no, you have to love me or we have to stay together. And I think people do this alike, but I think that is just a primal instinct that is negative that men have. And I think we all feel that to a degree if we're being broken up with or whatever, and that's not what you want. But it is a thing that I feel like in the form of an omniscient narrator, heaven sent you to me. You belong to me. You were gifted to me. Of course we're supposed to be together. And that is something that I think is very wise to reflect upon as a person, is you weren't given anything. You weren't given any person, and I don't know if that's what Tom meant. Who knows? But I've been ruminating on it from different angles for a decade and a half. And then there's the music. We've talked about that. Listeners, go back, listen to our episode on Hail to the Thief. Please go back and listen to our episode with Brad Osborne where we analyze that chord progression. So the music is what brings it to life. The lyrics are what make me think even more.
Yeah.
And then I might be wrong during our Amnesiac episode. I'm not going to recapitulate, but, ask my wife, do I reflect every moment that, hey, I might be wrong? No. Sometimes I can be a little, what is it when you're not thick-headed, but
hard-headed?
Hard-headed. Thank you. Yeah. Sometimes I can be that way. In fact, I think that's my instinct. I don't always think I'm right. I don't think I'm a know-it-all.
But to be fair, it's like, if I might be wrong, I might also be right.
Right.
That's the other part.
But I said during that episode that it's a mantra I repeat every day. I might be wrong. Hey, I could be incorrect. That is true. And I said sometimes more effectively or something like that. Sometimes more effective am I able to apply that mantra when I'm having a knee-jerk reaction. But this song lives in two areas. The only reason it's my favorite, not the only one of it, is because of the live version. Several of them. But even just the album version, we talked so much about it on our Amnesiac episode, so please go back and listen. But the fact that resonates so deeply with me when I first heard it as a 19-year-old, and now being 33, still have a lot more life in front of me than, the 14 years that I just described. But there are very few things that have resonated so much, and that I think about that song because it's so cleverly written. It is a drop D Radiohead repetitive guitar driven riff, which I think speaks to the why. But just the idea as I get older of, hey, I could be incorrect. Not trying to look at everything from like the political lens of like, I'm a Judeo white. Yeah, that is really important to think about, but it works.
Questioning your assumptions.
Yes. And I brought up like, as a joke, like asked my wife, I said, no, but in my relationship, it's like, that is what I think in relationships, something that's very important. And certainly in the landscape of America right now, I don't want to lecture. I'm only saying how I lecture myself on this, but that song resonates so deeply with me on every single level. So that was all.
I love it, man. Well said. And hey, it wouldn't be Idiotalk if I didn't come in with some dumb rebuttal. So I'll say you might also be wrong about everything that you just said about why I might be wrong resonates with
right.
Although I think the thing that you're probably the least likely to be wrong about is your own feelings.
Well, yeah.
But even those sometimes are confusing.
I mean, hey, we're all accidents waiting to happen.
Oh, fuck yeah. Should I enumerate why I picked my top 5?
I really would love that, please.
Number 5, Everything in Its Right Place. Pretty simple. It's their best opener, in my opinion. I've never heard anything quite like it before or since.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of things that sound like one element of that song, but not that particular mishmash of genre, sounds, and
What
style.
is that song?
It's
besides great.
It's a crazy song.
Yeah.
And also it's the introduction of the saying so much with like 7 lines lyrically. So that's why that's on there.
So well put.
Present tense, more of like a personal connection to the themes on this one. I love it musically. I believe I said in our Moonshaped Pool episode, the guitar part, the acoustic guitar part driving the song reminds me of Elliott Smith more than other Radiohead does, which I would put Elliott Smith as like basically my other favorite musical artist with Radiohead.
Sure.
But the lyrics just really hit me. It's such a personal and resonant description of the feeling of anxiety and experiencing that in your physical form. National Anthem, this one's just like fun for me. It's, I think, one of Radiohead's most, if not most, abrasive song. It feels very punk in both its level of aggression, the fact that it's like a little bit of a chat, like the off-key nature of what some of the horns are doing, Tom screaming. You know, you can't just like throw this one on and have everyone be like into what you're playing.
Unless it's just you and I hanging out.
Exactly. It's just probably the listeners of this podcast, frankly. But yeah, it feels very punk in terms of its sound, and also lyrically, it's very fuck all this shit. And it's like an early, I don't remember the moment that this song first resonated with me, but I know that really appealed to me, that Tom is finding a very eloquent way to express discontent with all the bullshit he perceives around him, and I love it.
Well, can I just say in our today episode, the way you said, like, I'm barely making it. Yeah. And and I think that
is holding on.
That for me is representative in the final, or maybe second to final, holding on is holding on. Yeah. It's like I picture Tom at his steering wheel when you have that moment of fuck it, if your car won't start and you're $10 in your bank account, or the state of the world, and then there's the traffic jam to accompany that. So I love it.
Right. It's almost, you're listening to it going like, I'm not sure this guy's holding on, Number 2, All I Need. It's just honestly on this one, it's need weed for me. And this, did we tell that story on the podcast?
Sure did.
Okay, great. so listeners know what we're talking about there.
Sure do.
All I Need is my Need Money for Weed of Radiohead, where it's just, this song is just so perfectly gorgeous. With that, it's just a pure, I love what he's saying. I love the melody. I love how it sounds, but it's like it's more of like an aesthetic marvel of just how beautiful I think this song is. And I already said why I love No Surprises. It's because of all the reasons I enumerated before. It's irony and how it sounds versus what it's saying. The kind of tonal shift that it represents for the band's songwriting going forward. And I have maybe loved it the longest out of all of these songs. And so it gets in on kind of legacy as well.
Well, two things in my secondary favorite list, because so I had a total of 20 songs. I had Last Flowers at number 6 on my secondary list, and then I said, oh shit, I don't know backup because that's on disc 2. I just crossed it out and wrote All I Need. So that one ranks so highly for me as well. I'm curious on No Surprises, which I'm just so ashamed and embarrassed that I could not recall the name of a Radiohead song, but I got a lot of Radiohead information floating in this whole brain. But does the music video enhance your love for it at all? Or is that just a good thing that it's just an additional bonus?
It's just a good thing that's good.
Because I do think that's one of their better videos that feature the band, if not maybe the best.
Yeah, I don't really feel that strongly about it,
okay,
frankly.
so it's purely all in the music and the writing.
I'm not a big music video guy.
Right.
Like, when I see music videos, but I think it's come up a few times. I think there's still, like, a good amount of Radiohead music videos I haven't watched. I don't really like to sit and watch music that often.
That's what I think they're so great at, though, is that, like, often you commented in the video for Daydreaming compared to Karma Police, and to your point that you're not a big music video guy, when we did our OK Computer episode, I was referencing the video and you hadn't seen it then, but I feel like No Surprises was a video that you were familiar with, that's all. And it's Tom underwater, which I like, so there's not a whole lot of singing on. You don't have to have it compliment. I was just curious because I really enjoy that about it.
I'm also doubling down because No Surprises is the song that those asshole idiot talk show hosts. Music wouldn't want to play this at a 1-year-old's birthday party.
Well, I like this one because he dies.
Yeah.
Fuck
assholes.
you.
I hope all of them are dead.
Me too.
Yeah. So, okay, let's do our lists of the eligible material that isn't Radiohead studio album material.
Okay. Number 1, The Smile, A Light for Attracting Attention.
Okay.
Number 2, Atoms for Peace, Amok. Number 3, The Eraser. That was really hard decision. Putting Atoms for Peace above The Eraser. They're kind of tied for me. Number 4, Anima. Number 5 through 10, everything else.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a great affection enough for the solo material of Phil Selway and Ed O'Brien, even though I was delightfully pleasantly surprised at the composition of Shangri-La. I don't want to go on, but and I'm really not trying to be funny. I have given Phil's music a little bit of a try, but it's not my cup of tea, and I think that he is best in a group, is what I would say in a respectful manner.
Well, it's not my cup of tea either, because when I have a cup of tea, I want there to be tea in the cup, not shit.
Right.
We could cut that if you want.
No, I loved it. No, it was a tough listen.
I just want to say I did not rank the non-Radiohead albums. I just have a top 10 of material from all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But do you have a top 10 as well?
Now narrowed down to songs?
Yes.
Songs? I do.
To songs, but remember, also eligible are the Batman films.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't include any of those.
Okay.
But I don't know where they. I mean, 1989 would be my number 1 of everything.
All right, let me hear a little bit of your. Are you going 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
What would you prefer?
I'd like to hear it start at 10, and we'll get to the number 1. Let me hear a little bit of it.
All right.
From Amok. I forget the name of this one, but is this the I Couldn't Care Less one?
Yeah, Unless.
This
was a tough one because I agree. Maybe the lyrics aren't in a fully done stage, but I think this is a masterpiece.
It's a groovy tune.
Yeah.
Very groovy tune. Okay.
We don't need to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, let's go to the next one. I like it. I like it.
And I love the techno breakdown in the middle. Listeners, go listen to that song. Unless you're too busy. All right, so we're going to go to number 9. You might notice a little bit of a theme in this list.
All right. Tom York. Nice. This is the opening track of Amok.
Yeah.
The name of which is also escaping me.
Before Your Very Eyes. Love this tune. I don't love every song necessarily on Amok, but I think for both of us, the album has really grown on us. And I love what you said so much when we were talking about Tomorrow's Modern Boxes, that like it sort of felt like, to paraphrase, you were like, it sort of feels like the new Radiohead that I'm like the most interested in at this moment. I don't know if you still feel that way, but that was such a nice summation. And it's not Radiohead. It's Tom and Flea and Mario Rafosco and someone else whose name I can't remember, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's really, really grown on me, and I think it's I keep saying angular and aggressive, but I feel like there's a lot of that on this album, and I love this song. So with that, we can go to number 8.
The Clock. Good call.
And this one kind of lives in the I might be wrong territory, although it's not my number 1. But there is that live version that we did explore on our episode.
So cool.
It's so cool. And I love this song, with or without that live rendition of Tom on that antique Gibson. But it really just does show so much of what he's capable of in terms of his songwriting in different iterations and the restraint and all the things. But yeah, I mean, this is a very, very high one, given that it's at number 8.
Solid.
All right, so coming in at number 7, we have this song right here.
Ooh.
Yeah, this one.
Man, when that count on the sticks came in, I was like, what the hell is this? Man, so far I gotta say this list, these songs sound really good next to each other.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a type of even Radiohead side project groove that I prefer.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like it's sounding like weirdly cohesive, even though 3 different projects are represented so far.
Yeah.
And you should say what this is, even though people.
This is We Don't Know What Tomorrow Brings by U2 from the album. Oh, sorry. This is We Don't Know What Tomorrow Brings by The Smile from their album, their debut album, A Light for Attracting Attention. And that dumb joke I just made is it does sound, I think Walker said, it gave a comparison to sort of like pre-Joshua Tree U2. That's not why I love the song, but I just, that things can bring music to life for you is just kind of my summation there. And I love this song so much, and I loved how stripped down it is, and it's amazing.
Dig it.
All right. So that was number 7. All right, coming in at number 6.
Nice.
So, listeners, this is Up on the Ladder from In Rainbows Disc 2, a song that I do slip into the mode of a little bit guy on Reddit of can we talk about, or why wasn't, this artistic statement from people that came together to make one of the greatest albums in human history. Why can't it be the way I wanted it to be? This song, to me, would have been kind of in the same way Burn the Witch is not necessarily a natural single or opener. I think this would have made a sensational opening single.
I like that.
Because it, in the same way 15 Step is sort of like, man, this is awesome and cool, but isn't an indication necessarily. I just wish this song only so that more people could experience it, I think. We can love what we love, but I love this song, and that's why I have it at number 6.
I'm only surprised that it's not number 1. I knew it would be on the list, but that's awesome. I mean, that makes me very excited to hear what 5 through 1 are.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's go to number 5 then.
Oh, hell yeah.
What's that you said? Huh?
God, all the track names of Amok are completely escaping me.
Well, they are like sort of like opaque, or this is Default.
Yes, thank you.
From
Song
Atoms for
rules.
Peace. Amok, this song rules. And it fucking kicks ass, whatever cliche language you want to use. And yet, it still is deeply Nigel Tommed in that Flea's playing is incredible on it. But it's all just kind of down here. It's creepy. It's angular. It's harsh. My theme of the podcast. So that is what I had at number 5.
I want this album.
Okay,
I like this album.
I'll make you a mixtape on it.
Yeah, this is a good ass mix.
Actually, that was a joke, but maybe I'll make this for a friend who doesn't yet exist, but hits me up for music suggestions as far as what's some weird shit to get into.
Listeners, that could be one of you.
Oh man, it could.
That's going to be a paid tier that we're offering in season 2 is friendship with us, where we dictate the things we like to you.
All right.
I don't. By the way, it doesn't go both ways. I'm not taking suggestions.
And not to be all clickbaity, but number 4 may shock you.
Zach, this is the opposite of what I thought number 4 would be.
What did you think number 4 would be?
Isn't this the opposite?
Yeah.
Okay. That's. I was
Did
just
you
making.
think number 4 would be the same?
Yeah, I guess that's the. Wow. I guess the opposite of the opposite is the same. They really got their bases covered. This is The Opposite by The Smile. This is a solid ass choice.
Yeah, I love it. And I mean, I love it where it builds. Listeners, go back and listen 2 episodes ago to get your fill of this song. I love The Smile. So yeah, that was my number 4 pick. This list, I didn't put as much time and thought into. I did put a lot of time and thought into it. But as far as the order of it, I mean, I would maybe put this lower than a couple of the ones I just mentioned, but who cares? This song is amazing.
I wanted this list to be we worked our asses off. It feels very important that we get our rankings of Radiohead right, but this was now can Daddy and Papa have a little bit of fun?
Can Mama have a glass of wine, please? She's been
exactly.
working all day on her feet.
I've been, it's noon. My observation about this list is that it's much more groove oriented than your list of top 10 songs.
Yeah. No,
which
I
might
love
speak more to what's available off Radiohead, because Tom, I think, does do more groove focused music in his side projects, but it's just interesting. I like that we're getting a different flavor of what you love.
Yes.
From Tom and the side projects.
I agree, but I mean, I think this speaks to how when I narrowed down my list and how when you spoke yours into existence, there is, that's what's great about Radiohead is they represent a whole of Radiohead, but you can segment it out stylistically. And I think, yes, Tom's stuff tends to be a little bit more groovy, but I think there is a particular flavor, even within these side projects, that is distinctly my favorite. So with that, let's go to number 3.
A hairdryer. I like this ranking. This song's so good.
No, I
really just want to listen to it.
There have been a couple where I'm default and unless I really want to listen to. I really want to listen to this one.
So far, the cohesion of this list is not breaking up for me either. I think I do want this playlist of Zach's alts.
All right. I mean, I know we both want to listen to it, but for the sake of time,
Hairdryer
listeners.
by The Smile. Number 3. Love that it's this high up. Love that Tom is still putting out shit in 2022 that could be this high on the list of your favorite of his stuff.
Oh, man, I love that so
Doesn't
much,
that just
Walker.
bode well for the future of us as fans?
Yes.
It's so exciting to be a fan right now.
It's so exciting, and I've used U2 as an example several times. I love them. I did try out their new album, so I'm not just speaking blindly here. It's not embarrassing. It's just nowhere near as what I think Tom and company are doing, all subjective.
I would also say the best stuff U2 ever did is nowhere near what
exactly.
Joshua Tree was the first CD I ever bought. I love that album. I love War. I also really like Octum Baby, but they're not in the same ballpark for me as Radiohead.
I agree. I love that Joshua Tree was the first CD you ever bought. I remember mine as well, and that answer may shock you, but more on that later.
No, I want to know. What was it?
Abbey Road.
Oh.
Let's go to number 2. And when I say I bought it, I mean my mom and dad bought it for me.
Yeah. I think
That was our first trip to Dimple Records. Remember we got 3 each?
There was a CD store I don't remember the name of, but the shopping center in Auburn at Bell and Highway 49. not the part that Target's in, but across from that.
Sure do.
Do you remember in the corner there where there used to be a Kmart and there was a CD store in the corner? It was at that CD store. We lived in Colfax at the time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're awakening some memories, none of which are traumatic, but I'm like, I haven't explored this side of my brain or this corner of my brain in a while.
What was it called? Record Connection was Grass Valley, right?
But they had 2 locations, and at some point, I think they might have had a third in Auburn. It could have been a Record Connection.
I don't think it was called Record Connection, but...
All right, listeners, write in on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so we are now at number 2. This is where it gets hard, is a hairdryer below thin thing. I do think I don't know where I put it when we talked about the album. I think I said these 2 were tied, but I think this is the best distillation of the new style and approach, technique, if you will, that Johnny Greenwood is exploring on his tools, the Gibson Les Paul. This technique of tapping is, I've only ever seen one person in person do it. It's the aforementioned Cousin Levi. There was a period in which he was learning, I'm not saying to this level of expertise, listeners, but he was learning how to do it on an acoustic guitar, and it was fucking amazing.
Cool.
Again, this is Johnny Greenwood. There was a person I know, but I've never seen it done, and watching Johnny Greenwood do it, and then the sounds that he achieves out of this technique against Tom's voice, Tom Skinner, this was a slam dunk at number 2 for me.
I now know what number 1 is going to be.
Let's hear a guess.
Do you want me to guess, or do you want me to just say if I was right, and I'll be honest?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just do that. Play it, and I'll tell you if I'm right.
1, 2, 3, boys.
I was right. Solid. Tell the folks what this is.
This is Analyze track 2 from The Eraser. Track 1 being the title, The Eraser. This song is, to me, the apex, the crown jewel, whatever the right wording is on Tom York's output as a solo musician. And I don't know if I would include The Smile in that, because The Smile is like a collaboration, but certainly of his solo catalog, being The Eraser, Tomorrow's Modern Boxes, and Anima. You said during our listening to of this song that this could have been a Radiohead song. I mean, and obviously all the songs could, but
yes, this one
in its
sounds
composition and
like
arrangement. Listeners, this song I don't want to just talk forever, but this song distills Tom's skill and uniqueness as a musician so wonderfully, in that the timing is insane of this song relative to the chord changes. And it does sound like it's looped piano. Maybe it is, but
we've seen him play it.
He plays it much slower. Yeah, and that is both highlights the oddness of where he comes in. He doesn't play it slow because it's too hard. And then the singing, I could go on and on. This, I think you said Dawn Chorus might have been a song that was really high for you in the Tom solo output during that. And I loved that. But for me, like, there's no contest. This song is such an achievement and brilliance. It gives me all the feels of like a There or something, not necessarily lyrically. Love this song. Could talk for the entire podcast about it, but that's my list, Walker.
I love every song on the list, and I want this playlist. I think I'm very curious to hear now if mine, because I did not think about. I'm guessing you didn't think about how these songs would sound together, but I think they sound great together. I'm curious if mine achieves any sort of similar level of cohesion. I tend to doubt it because, Zach, one thing I think is interesting about your list is you went distinctly non-Radiohead because the B-sides were available to you, and I like that you eschewed them and went a different direction. Mine,
except for Up on the Ladder, right?
Except for Up on the Ladder.
Yeah,
you're right.
Okay.
So, but is that your only Radiohead song on here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just say it's not. I don't think it's a big spoiler to say my list has more Radiohead on the list, and so that means we'll be jumping around in time a little more, and I'm guessing we won't have the same level of cohesion on mine. But coming in at number 10 of non-Radiohead studio album content.
Nice.
Listeners will remember this from what feels like minutes ago. This is A Hairdryer by The Smile. Coming in...
Shame on you, Walker, for the redundancy.
At number 9, and already blowing away the idea that my list would possibly work as an album of things that sound like they belong together. This is Killer Cars, the Benz era B-side. Discovering this song when we, in the, listening that I did for our Benz episode, I did not know this song until we were doing this album for the podcast. And I feel the way I said I felt on the episode that this is not only should have been on the album, but should have been a fucking single.
It's your up on the ladder.
It is. Yes, it is. This is just, to me, a perfect 90s alternative rock song. Just no notes. It's so fucking good. I love it so much, and discovering it was a real joy.
And it still does like the same thing as Creep did on What Do We Try, where it's going to the minor. It's employing the same techniques, but then that bombastic guitar solo that I wish we could just listen to at the very end when you think it's going to end very Pinkerton, but Radiohead. Love it.
Yep, and it's also got a lot of backing vocals, and Radiohead, yes, they use harmony and stuff, but they're not a big backing vocals band.
No.
After the Benz, I think it kind of really takes a back seat in terms of how they arrange their songs.
Yeah, love that list choice, Walker. Love it.
They're much more, post-Benz, they're much more interested in using instruments to create harmony than they are voices.
Yeah, we have this new tool, the Ed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. And all of a sudden, we have a Owens Martineau that is frankly a little easier to deal with than an Ed, and kind of does the work of a few Eds.
Hey, well, you can't spell Owens Martineau without Ed.
Yeah. How has it taken us 35 fucking episodes for you to get to that perfect Radiohead joke? Coming in at number 8.
Oh, such a solid choice.
Just another perfect song. Don't think it should have been on the album because the album is perfect the way it is. This is a B-side from OK Computer, but I think it is as good as lots of the songs on the album.
Yeah, this is Man of War, a song that I can play pretty competently on the guitar.
Nice.
It is it to me it's surprising in its intricacy, and not, I mean, all Radiohead songs, but this is still early on in the era, the third studio album, OK Computer. In its intricacy and how much is going on in the layering, I can't believe they cut it because it's very Subterranean Homesick Alien for me in that way. Mm-hmm. But they made the choices they did. Great fucking song. Amazing choice.
Yep. Thank you very much. All right. Coming in at number 7.
I would like you to make this into a playlist for me. I love the cohesion it achieves, whether it's cohesive or not. These are songs, not that I forget about, but I'm having a lot of fun listening to it.
Oh, well, I'm so glad. Yeah, I love all these songs. Gosh, do I love? But yeah, very different lists so far. I'm really. I don't think that in planning this episode we talked about God, how boring is it going to be if our lists are exactly the same? I guess maybe we both just knew.
I wasn't. Yeah,
that
you
wasn't
can't have
happen.
Idiotalk without Walker and Zach.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be different.
Yeah. What we like about this show is that we have different opinions about the exact same shit. And it's not so different that I don't want to talk to you about them.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 7. You don't even recognize it.
No,
it's been so long. Shall I end the suspense?
Yeah.
This is How Can You Be Sure?
Right.
The B-side from the Benz. I will say this list was from the gut, but there was a conscious effort to put as many acoustic-driven songs as I could on it in order to kind of achieve something resembling my fantasy project of the lo-fi Radiohead.
I have a question for you on this song.
Yeah.
Well, I have two, but let me ask you the first one. Now, if I'm recalling correctly, there's a gorgeous vocal harmony kind of throughout. Do you believe that that's Tom in the studio?
No, it's a woman, and I forget her name. I forget her name, but I think she was in a band that maybe opened for them around this time.
Yeah, I think it was Shia LaBeouf.
What, did the name sound like that or something?
No, I just made that up. I made that name up. I've never heard it. You know where I think this song's kind of title for sure, and then the vibe within it. There's a very famous film that did not do well theatrically and has become one of the most celebrated films of all time. A little film I like to call Princess Bride, in which Robin Wright.
I didn't know that was a theatrical dud.
Oh yeah. It was home video immediate success.
Oh, I had no idea.
Like most of Rob Reiner's films.
Interesting.
He made that film, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's a line in the very beginning when Grandpa is telling to Fred Savage, kind of still with the narration, and he says that Wesley had to leave, or that was drunk Grandpa. Yeah. And Robin Wright looks at him, and she says, "But how can you be sure?" When he says that he'll come back, and he answers back, "This is true love. I think this kind of thing happens every day."
Oh.
And I have no idea if that's accurate. I just think that Tom at this stage, whether it was conscious or not, she does pose it specifically as a question. You don't say a statement of how can you be sure.
Right.
That's just my little 2 cents.
I love that.
Yeah.
And this song is also in a category of Tom songs about kind of like romantic expression of kind of toxic and possessive love. Mm-hmm. And
what is that but as you wish? That's toxic and possessive.
So yeah, I love the sentiment expressed in the irony that it's laden with, and I love the song. Coming in at number 6.
Such a good choice.
Follow Me Around. Released to the fans and the public at large on the Kid Amnesiac collection, the double album collection of the studio tracks and other outtakes and rarities, B-sides from the Kid A and Amnesiac sessions. And this is a only Tom in the studio song. You just have the one guitar track and the auto-tune harmony on what sounds like a single take vocal to me. They did
guitar in standard tuning. No.
This one's a drop D. Zach's being a little bit cheeky with you listeners. And we know that they would play this as a band around this time touring, but I love this version. Coming in at number 5. About to achieve some potential symmetry here.
Oh, love this song.
I guess this wasn't on your list, but I know you love it.
I love it.
This is Last Flowers from In Rainbows, Disc 2. One of the ones that, like Man of War, I think the album In Rainbows is perfect how it is. And I don't think you need this and videotape on the same album. But I think this is as good as its sad twins on the album In Rainbows.
I'll do you one annoyingly competitive better. I think it's better than videotape.
I do recall. No. And I think in your alternative track listing, I believe there was possibly you had pitched closing the album with this or Go Slowly instead of videotape. And with I wouldn't want to trade out Go Slowly for it, but I'm more open to trading this out. Sticking in this vein, my number 4 has the word "for" in the title. This one starts a little slow and ambient, so I'll just say this is 4 Minute Warning. Again, other than Killer Cars, Man of War, and a hairdryer, I've so far basically gone all really stripped down and kind of acoustic-y.
Can I just say I love your love for this song, which has in turn made me love it more. I love that it starts with this kind of angry wall of sound. It's not angry yet, but it feels
this is
like
the ed of it all right here.
Sure, and I love it because it's like it could be anything. What's coming at you? It could be a gnarly guitar solo. It could be, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like and then what it comes into, which is a campfire jam, and is so beautiful, and nothing but great things to say. I love how much you love it. It's so good.
Thanks, man. This is now where I deviate from the sound that I have been kind of sticking with for the last several, coming in at number 3 of my favorite non-Radiohead studio album tracks.
I love Darren Aronofsky in his films, especially the one with Natalie Portman and whoever that other actor is.
This is Sexy Time Tom. This is Dark Tom. This is Angry Tom. This is Tom doing a big cuss.
It's fucked up.
This is fucked up. This is Black Swan from Tom's first solo album, The Eraser. This is my favorite song from that album. Analyze, also up there. If I put something from The Eraser that wasn't this song on this list, it would have been Analyze. So
I love this pick, Walker. I love this song.
thank you very much. And then regressing right back to the kind of thing I was doing, we have at number 2.
I thought this was going to be your number 1. I was close.
This is Gagging Order. This is the Hail to the Thief B-side. And another Tom alone in the studio, acoustic guitar and a vocal. This song makes me want to cry or walk into the ocean, and I love it.
So distinctly Tom.
One of just the most beautiful, just sad, longing, melancholy songs ever put down, in my opinion. Zach, are you ready for me to hit you with my number 1?
Well, can I guess?
Yeah, go for it. You guess, I won't confirm with my face, and then I'll play it. How's that sound?
It sounds great. I'm going to guess the opposite.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot that the non-radio.
The fake out songs were eligible.
Oh.
Okay, this is not, I'm pronking you. This is not my number 1.
Uh-huh.
But I will say this is in my honorable mentions because this song got stuck in my head after we played. Which album did we use this for a fake out on?
The King of Limbs.
Okay, this one got stuck in my head so bad to the point that I have now come around on and like fully like it's good.
I mean, it's catchy for sure.
Yeah, it's just.
Can I tell you the part I hate the most from it?
The telephone effect.
Oh, yes, but the lyric of whatever he says, kafuffin. What the fuck? That's some Beastie Boy ass shit.
Well, that's what I realized. They're doing
standing on the phone like a hole, like a kafuffin. Shut up.
Well, it's the Beastie Boys. If the Beastie Boys
were bad,
well, and what's another word for bad but Canadian?
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry, listeners in Canada, but I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but
oh, by the way, sorry is how we say sorry here. Just in case you can't wrap your mind around what the fuck I'm talking about right now. All right, so that was a fake out. And we just lost some listeners. And,
I know.
A
huge portion of our audience.
Yeah, I know.
Love our northern neighbors.
I'm going to play you my real number 1. Here we go.
I don't know why
chorus, man.
Yeah, I don't know why it's. I think I held back because I felt like I accidentally potentially spoiled by mentioning I know it ranks really highly for you. I didn't, but then I forgot about it, and I was thinking it's got to be the Smile tune.
I don't know if a song has hit me
totally
this hard emotionally and personally since No Surprises. Which doesn't mean it's like, no surprises than this. But, man, you know how sometimes even songs that you love and that you appreciate on a deep level, you listen to them hundreds of times and it's like I said, All I Need resonates with me very deeply. But the reason it's my number 2 is because it's so fucking pretty, right? This one is just like knocked me out.
Well, remember how I asked you during your favorite Radiohead tune if the music video accompaniment to No Surprises enhanced it, and you're like, no, not really, or whatever. This one, and again, just be honest, I love its placement in the chronology of the P.T. Anderson short film, Anima.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's when he and his now wife are coming together, and it's that silent exchange, but it's different than the silent exchange that we had previously seen. For me, it brings the song to life even more.
Yes.
Even though your commentary was so great on it. I loved it. It was visually what you described different than what we're seeing, but I really do feel like this whole album, even though it only features 3 songs, is enhanced by the short film by P.T. Anderson. Shocker. P.T. Anderson made a good film.
It absolutely enhanced it. I already was in love with the song when it started. The dance number. That feels at it. But the
choreographed.
The choreography, the way it was shot, and this song together made me ugly cry when I was watching it. And thank God you, the listeners, or my son weren't there to see it. Only my dog Lila was there to lose respect for me as I, like Halle Berry accepting her Oscar, blew snot all over myself as I wept. Zach, that's my list. Can I give you my honorable mentions?
Yeah, because I have an honorable mention as well.
Okay.
So hit me. Honorable
mentions of stuff that that we've covered on here that some of it I loved before, some of it I fell in love with. Amok, the song. Mm-hmm. That's currently my favorite song from the album. It's the title track. I love it.
He ran amok.
Yeah.
Killed his family with an axe.
When it kicks into that, it just, anyway.
There's
whatever.
so much to fall in love with on that album per song.
I love that.
I love
song.
that.
The B-side from OK Computer, Pearly.
That lives on in between the bends and OK Computer.
Yes, and it's a rocker, and it's like, oh, I see where Muse picked up their entire bag of tricks, and it's Radiohead doing Muse better than Muse can do Muse, and that song rules. The Daily Mail, already loved it, still love it. Speech Bubbles. If there had been a Smile song that wasn't Hairdryer on this list for me, it would have been Speech Bubbles. The aforementioned Fat Lip by Sum 41. And Batman Returns also gets honorable mention. I really liked the movie, but I loved discussing it with you.
Oh, man. Amen.
And it just has a more fond place in my heart than it ever has because of how much I enjoyed our comic book boy boner about Catwoman and just what's silly about the movie.
But a respectful boner.
A respectful boner, right. And
we turned away in shame.
and I'll tell you what, people know the difference.
Yes.
Right? They can see when you're coming not correct with the boner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say, I think of all of the content that we've explored, all of it, Batman Returns was the one where exploring it and then discussing it with you was the one where there was the most marketable, noticeable change and like how important of it represents. It's just, I think there's so much to chew on in terms of the performances from Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer. I would actually flip the order and say Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton, but it's just phenomenal across the board. It is a very flawed film. That I felt not quite negatively, but I preferred 1989's Batman. And I wouldn't say Batman Returns is amongst my favorite, but it really, really spoke to me. And I think that's the value of just re-exploring things and discussing it with people that you think, you'd have a good time to do so. That's all.
Hell yeah. And you mentioned you also have some honorable mentions.
I have an honorable mention. And
singular.
Yeah, and kind of breaking the rules. I think on one of my top 10s, I said, oh, this is my 11th. This is my favorite thing in the world, Walker, and I'm going to play it for you right now. Takes a minute to kick in.
Took me. Is this the opening theme to '89 or Batman Returns?
This is this is not the opening. This is from 1989's Batman. This is the scene after
The Batcave. This is when he's taking Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
The name of the song is Descent into Mystery. This song is so fucking awesome and is so good and sets such an atmosphere. This is the one part of the film that has the Dutch tilt. When it hits, it's at minute 77 of the film. Listeners, I don't have that written down. I know that by heart. Even Kim Basinger screams, "Ah!" As it's like everything is so perfect.
Dun, dun, dun,
But it descends into the march that he wrote. It's so excellently written, and it's Tim Burton and Danny Elfman and all. And it's so good too because you think about what had been going on. They'd just been running around pointlessly. The song's over. And it's just a great moment to where you can forget that the scene makes no fucking sense.
Nice call.
And
nice call. Dude, I was like, wait, what is it? I knew it was Elfman, but I was having trouble picking it out because I knew it wasn't or I guess I didn't know. It didn't sound like the opening. But then as I was hearing that, I was like picturing them flying through the woods.
Yes. And then my last honorable mention of a fake out song. This is truly my last. Yeah, definitely want to turn this one down. This was by far my favorite fake out that I had no idea Walker was going to do.
It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks.
Do you want to justify ripping someone's head up? All right, that's enough of that.
Love it.
That's all I
pick
got.
up motherfucking chainsaw.
Is that from that song too?
Yeah.
I get
Let's
all
get
of
your ass raw.
But they keeps going this way. Yeah, break stuff. All right. Anyways, that's that song, listeners.
Break your fucking face tonight. Look.
That song's catchy.
I like to do a big cuss. Yeah. I like to say the F, the SH, the HE double hockey sticks, GD, which is very naughty because that's a slap in the face to the man upstairs.
Yeah.
I even like to sometimes do a C, a big C word.
Oh, okay.
I think that if I wrote that song, I would take a look at it, try to assess it as objectively as possible and say, I think this might have too much swearing in it.
Right. But then
I feel like I'm robbing the language of its impact.
Yeah, I feel like I'm robbing the language of English of its intelligence with the song.
I feel like Durst should have looked around and said, West Borland, the rest of you.
Other talented musicians.
Yeah. I think that we might be making the world measurably worse by putting this out into it.
Yeah.
Guys, let's lay down our instruments and go get jobs. Let's all go get jobs in the philanthropy space and help.
Well, gosh, man. Fred Durst films, so he did get another job as director. His films feel like a weird
Has he made more than one? Because I know The Fanatic is like notoriously.
That's the only one I know about. But I know that he's directed maybe 2 or 3 films, and they feel like a philanthropic effort. Like, oh, this movie sucks so bad, but my dollars are going to benefit starving kids or something like that. You know?
Hey, maybe just throwing this out there. We have not discussed this, and we can cut it. Maybe season 2, we watch The Fanatic.
I love it. Let's do it.
All right.
We'll be the first 2 people.
We'll definitely be the first podcast about it, right? Yeah. Zach, I think that kind of leads us naturally in to talking about season 2.
Yes.
So we have said we're going to continue to cover Radiohead and Tom York and Johnny Greenwood, all the members. Any relevant news that comes up, we will cover in some shape or form. Where exactly that content lands remains to be seen. What does not remain to be seen is we are going to still put this podcast out in a free feed on a Friday on a weekly basis. Season 2, if I can just go ahead and announce, will debut on August 18th of this year. Continuing to be on a Friday, continuing to be Idiotalk. But season 2 is going to be discussing, analyzing, discovering together, discovering with you, the listeners, the discography of Shall I say it?
Please.
Would you like to say it?
No, take it away.
We are going to do Fiona Apple in season 2. This is a shift in tone. Also, for reasons I won't get into that we'll get into when we discuss it, I also feel it's very at home with Radiohead and what appeals to us about Radiohead. Zach and I both care a great deal for her music, but I also know this is one where the history and the road is not as long. It doesn't maybe go as far back as our mutual love of Radiohead. So I think that we're going to be getting to discuss albums that we already love a lot and stuff that we're kind of getting into in a deeper way for the first time.
Yeah.
And yeah, what do you think about it? I mean, anything you want to say about what's coming up in season 2?
I think it's going to be fucking awesome, which, as an acronym would be FA, just like Fiona Apple. So no, I just, I don't have anything to add as far that is 100% accurate. Fiona Apple, our mother did own her debut album, which is really
she
cool.
Sure did on compact disc.
Yeah, so we got a lot of exposure to it then. But again, I don't want to just elaborate for no reason. But she is somebody that definitely within the last 10 years has been on regular rotation, and then more recently, I would just say I've explored in a lot of detail. But we know, no matter how much we think we know a band or an artist or whatever, that in doing this podcast and hopefully providing interesting content for listeners, there's going to be some new things uncovered. And with as complex a musician and songwriter as she is and how vast the catalog is over a span of time, there's going to be a lot to cover. And I'm so excited, but that's all I have to add.
Yeah. And, we on this podcast, I think that we like to focus on the music more than we focus on the personalities or the personal lives. But I also think Fiona Apple has had a storied career in a way that is interesting, in the same way that I find Tom York's output over the years is reflective of attitudes, beliefs, and representations of himself as a figure that I find interesting. I have the same kind of attraction to the work of Fiona Apple, where it's like, this is not something that you just like go like, oh, I hear this and I get everything about this person. This is like complicated, and I'm excited to dive into it with you.
And what is a great woman but like a great man?
Should we cut that?
Yes.
Okay.
I was just excited to make that joke.
No, not you. I mean, cut me going like, and the reason she's good is because she reminds me of Tom York.
I think I brought it home a little bit by pointing out that was funny.
Well done. Also, season 2 will continue to do occasional movie episodes. If you're, should I announce this too?
No, yeah.
We'll continue to do occasional movie episodes. In this case, we made it Batman because of the connection it has to our childhood. I think in season 2, it will be movies that have a connection to our childhood or a shared history. But frankly, it's also going to sometimes just be movies that we want to fucking talk about, because that's what this podcast is me and my brother getting together and talking about stuff that we dig or feel very strongly about one way or another. I can't wait to do it, man. I do just want to say I love you, and I love doing this with you.
I love you too, and I've had such a great time. I've learned a lot. I mean, I've learned a lot about the band. I've learned a lot about you. One of the things that I'm sure listeners have picked up on that I've learned is your insight into production, which I don't. It's just, I was going to say, I don't know where that comes from. That's really demeaning. I don't mean it that way. I did not know that your understanding of engineering in the studio was so finite and specific. And that started in your analysis of How to Disappear Completely. And then just went from there, where I was like, there is a whole aspect and range to what Walker appreciates about music. Definitely Radiohead's music. I can, that I just don't have. And that was really, really exciting to learn and fun. And then the other thing that I would say I learned is it's so funny because like in the last few episodes you said, I'm not sure lyrics are like the biggest thing for either of us. The level, whether you're right or wrong, what you are able to get out of the lyrics of a Tom York song, and frankly, a lot of other music too, it's not about like surpassing my own, or it's not a strength that I have. And it's really cool because in it's not like, oh, I got to be good at that too. It's not at all. I think that's what makes this podcast hopefully interesting, is different perspectives about the same thing or different focuses. But it's really, and I'm not saying that every analysis you've had is correct. Only like Tom could affirm that, and even Tom might not know. But those are things that I've learned amongst many about you, my brother. And that's all. You don't have to say anything back. That's all.
But I want to.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And so I'm going to.
Okay. No pressure.
I will take I will shut up and take the compliment. I'm always very flattered and slightly perplexed by how much insight you think I have into that aspect of Radiohead. But hey, that's like what the fun of these conversations are, is, like you said, getting different perspectives on the same thing. And what I love about talking to you on and off mic is the amount of similarities and the amount of differences that we have. So thank you, and I appreciate it. I would say that I feel similarly about your insight into the theory and technical side of what is being done compositionally in a lot of these songs. That, I gotta say, is not something that I feel like we ever really talked about when in our many hours of unrecorded conversations about Radiohead that existed before the podcast. And it's not always something that I am able to intuitively wrap my head around, but it is something now that rings in my head when I listen to these songs.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go, now what the hell did Zach say was going on in this? Phrygian. Okay, like let me just put that in the old bank, the memory bank, to like ask him about again, or to listen back to our fucking podcast about and see if I can kind of finally understand this insight. I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoy what a important piece of analysis it brings, because man, if this podcast was Walker and Walker, it would be feelings cast. And similarly, I would say I saw a real vulnerability in you, Zach, around expressions of what these lyrics mean to you and how they make you feel. And I think that no greater display of the power of good art can be seen than in two people both crying about the same song for different reasons. It really just shows that if your work is deeply personally insightful to you, it is going to feel that way to other people. Yeah. The more specific you're able to go, the more universal your shit is. And I just loved that. I most recently it was talking about the song The Same. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the protest movement that happened around George Floyd. This song was hitting me for a different but similar reason. And it wasn't until we had to get on mic and both have something to say about why this song means something to us that I got to share in that connection with you. And I've just enjoyed the hell out of it, man. And there's no one I would rather do this with until Joe and Melanie Glenn have another kid, and it's a male kid, and I've got a new brother, and then all of a sudden you're getting Philip Selway out of the thing, and Tom Skinner's doing the podcast with me. What if the next season was me and a baby talking about Fiona Apple? and the baby probably just thinks I'm talking about applesauce, right? Because they're a baby.
Which is what we call Fiona Apple's catalog. Hey, you want to throw in some applesauce?
Oh, wow. See, this is all. I almost want to caution you to save that level of perfection.
Well,
for
listeners,
season
this
2.
is what you'll get for
Please
from
make
season
that
2.
joke again when we do season 2.
Walker, thank you so much for saying that, and it is true. Radiohead and this podcast have brought out a level of vulnerability because of what those themes make, or I think the themes in their music make me explore. I don't want to recapitulate your compliment. I too sometimes struggle to take them, but I really appreciate all that. And I've had such a great time. I don't know if I said I love you too, but I do. And this has been such a great time. And I'm sad to move on, but I'm not moving on in my heart or in my personal life, listeners. What I do in my personal life will be in the behind the paywall, which is listen to Radiohead. So we will see you when we come back.
We will see you when you come back. My love and appreciation of Radiohead is only surpassed by my love and appreciation of my co-host, brother, and friend across the table from me. I don't know why we're like saying goodbye to each other right now. We're going to keep hanging out as soon as the mics are off. But listeners, we're going to really miss talking to you for this next couple months. But please don't stress. We're only taking the time off to create new content for you. Thank you so much for finding, enjoying, listening to this podcast. I have been genuinely shocked that this is going out to an audience of folks that we did not know before putting the podcast into the world. It's so fun hearing from you. It's so fun hearing which of our takes resonate with you and infuriate you, and we really hope that you are there for season 2. In the meantime, I have been Walker Glenn.
I'm Zach Glenn.
Love you, listeners, and see you in August. Bye.
Bye.
Idiotalk is a Glenn Brothers production. Get in touch with us at idiotalk.podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram at idiotalk.podcast. Thanks for listening to